This is Deducter bringing you scenario 4 of Panzer Corps Grand Campaign 42. This is supposed to be the harder of the two choices from the previous scenario. Sevastopol is only available if you can win decisive victory on that map. So this is the assault of Sevastopol, which is a sprawling fortress city that is very, very well defended. So two things that are important to know, actually three things. One, I've overstrength 4 elite assault infantry to the maximum possible overstrength. These are 3 of my SE infantry and 1 of my mountain troops. Thanks to the way my mod works, for instance, these mountain units with 3 stars will have effectively 5 ground defense. Pretty good. And this particular infantry, for example, will have effectively also 5 ground defense. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, certainly very powerful formations. The other thing is all my artillery got overstrength, even the Wolframen, which cost me a lot of prestige to do that. And the most critical thing about this scenario, above all else, is that I overstrength. I have access to 2 14 strength level bombers. That is the magic number, 14 strength. And the reason for this is in one hit, I can exhaust all but 1 ammo of the Soviet super forts. And that is going to be critical. So let me begin this scenario. Don't really need to deploy anti-tank or anti-aircraft guns, so I only deploy 1 of mine. The other 2 can be kept in reserve. So the hardest part about this scenario, honestly, is that that can reach. The hardest part is really time. If I had like 3 more turns, the scenario would be a joke, trivial to achieve decisive victory. The problem is with only 20 turns, to achieve decisive victory without incurring any losses is extraordinarily difficult, at least in my mod. I think it was pretty easy in the original incarnation, but that is not how this battle is going to turn out. So let's take a look. Attack +2. That's really good. I actually really like that hero on my Stug 3 artillery. I'm very pleased with that. Let's see. It's a regular. Well, let me move some of the easier units to move. Yeah. Oh, I should have used this mortar instead of that pioneer. Oh well. Live and learn. Let me think. There's really no threat of Soviet counterattack from that sector yet. From what I remember, although my memory can be flawed. This mortar is pretty tough, especially on the defense. You'll have effectively something like 6 + 3 + 3. Like initiative that the Soviets can't possibly be better at. Ton of initiative. The mortars are extraordinarily good on the defense. Their primary weakness is low low armor, but I've made sure in my mod that they have redeeming qualities. I mean, 10 ground defense is pathetic, but uh, but with enough initiative, the ground defense, enough initiative and attack, the ground defense may not matter. It depends really on how you use them. All the units in my mod, at least I've tried to make sure that there is some use potentially for them. It really does depend on how you use them. This is a range 1 artillery. Alright. The other important thing is to move up the siege artillery and to save ammo on them, because that's what you need to take down the Soviet naval guns, the special forts. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. All right. Yeah. It's honestly not too much to be done with the Pioneer for now. Alright, I gotta cover a lot of units with fighters. Cover that. Cover that. Cover that. Cover that. What else? I think that's pretty good. Jeez, it's 6 damage? That is not good. I was hoping for less. Those auxiliary units aren't quite as expendable as they appear. Da, da, da. KV2 is mostly taken care of. So the trick to this scenario, at least my plan, is the thing is Sevastopol from the north is not difficult to solve. This first portion is more or less trivial. It's a cakewalk. The hardest part about this scenario is right around when you get to the middle, right around this bend here. In the very middle. That's where it gets difficult. To ensure a successful assault, the city should be attacked from all directions at that point, simultaneously, which is more difficult to execute than it sounds. A lot more difficult to execute. Let me try to remember. I don't remember a lot of this. Okay, there is apparently a conscript, which is not a threat. And various other units in the vicinity. Take care of that conscript first. What infantry do I have available to assault? I have this one. Somehow that conscript inflicted point damage on me because I didn't get lucky with initiative. Bah. That is really irritating. This assault could have been going better. Oh well, a little bit of bad luck at the beginning is irrelevant. I am prepared to take a rather severe prestige drop for this scenario. It is very costly in terms of prestige. So, that's that. Let's see. Alright, it's reasonable. There's one of the forts. Its defenses are such that only the railroad gun and the Carl Garrett motor can even damage it. One problem is this Soviet anti-aircraft gun. Alright, that works. Yeah, killing it, there's no point. These anti-tank guns are notoriously tough. Must exhaust their ammo. There's no point in bombarding anything else with that railroad gun. At least not right now. Alright, there are a few Red Air Force fighters. They're fairly experienced, so it is best to be careful of them. There's also that light cruiser. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, I actually need that auxiliary bomber. I also need my own bomber. God damn it. This is not good. Not good at all. May have to expend extra prestige to do things I do not want to do. Alright, the Stuka strength is not that important, but the strength of the level bombers is extraordinarily important. Damn it. Also, I lost a lot of strength on those two auxiliary pioneers, which are very useful. Where did that cruiser go? Oh boy. Okay. Let me push the front here a little bit more. Bah, small amount of bad luck is irrelevant. I will prevail. I'm sure I will. Okay. Damn. That unit blocks me. Interesting. The bombardment of the fort is going pretty well. 3 strength points down. Yeah. Let's see if I can take the city or not. The answer is that it seems doubtful. Yeah, this is going to have to do in terms of defensive posture. One thing I can do is send this Duke over here. Mostly because there's nothing better to do with it. I think I'm gonna have to spend some of my prestige to reinforce that Ju-88A. Really do not want to do that, but I also am praying that the Soviets don't have any other fighters, because then one of my units is going to be out of fighter protection. I am not doing this very well. Bah. Not very well at all. One other problem with those super forts is they have force spotting, which allows the AI to more or less see all of my vulnerable units and hit it with artillery. Honestly, was not expecting my elite infantry to take that much damage. So if he kills 22%, okay, that's actually about right. Really? That good? Hopefully I can take out the fort now. Not quite. Almost. And... where'd that cruiser go? Ugh. Let's see, the defenses in the middle there are pretty solid. Not going to be able to break through anytime soon. So you can see there's at least one anti-aircraft battery there. Plus various artillery pieces that I would prefer to avoid. My artillery is also not quite in position. Let me think. How much is reinforcing this? 89 prestige. It's probably worth it to save me even more prestige in the long run, because that unit will be invaluable in absorbing Soviet AA fire and whatnot. So in the long run, it'll probably help me more than it hurts. Still, best to be a little careful here. Let's see what I can do. Okay. None of this is a surprise. Thing is not so easy to kill. I can't remember the position of those artillery. I have to assume from now on that there are basically no more hold position passive units, that pretty much every single Soviet unit is active, which makes this, say at least, challenging. Okay. I have 3 air units left to deploy. Well, one needs to be sent back. Fairly obvious reasons. I don't think there's any more current uses. This Pioneer will also, oh god, 53 prestige. Yeah, this Pioneer will also be reinforced as an insurance policy. Because I have a bad feeling about this, to say the least. I want to cover that unit as much as possible, or some of these other units. Yeah, this is going to have to do. The other thing I debated prior to the scenario is whether to overstrength the artillery or not. It's a prestige exhaustive, like these things exhaust prestige but guarantee success. I could try to do it without overstrengthening, but it's inherently more risky. The only good news is that so far the weather has been excellent. Okay, now that that's taken care of, one of the major thorns in my side has been removed. Excellent. Alright, this is going pretty well. I may actually use this gun on something. I haven't quite decided yet, but yeah. Alright, now let's use what air units I have to try to make a difference here. Very costly in terms of prestige, but I don't have much choice. Right. Yeah. There's one artillery battery. Yeah. Alright, a grenadier on a fortification hex like that is pretty safe even without artillery cover. That's why I didn't give it artillery cover. The infantry on fortification hexes are usually pretty safe. Usually. What kind of AT gun is that? It has 9 attack. That's reasonably good. What should I tech next? Tech that thing. AT gun. Reinforce that too. This part is tricky to say the least. that was south. Yeah. What should I bombard with this? Maybe we'll kill that. AT gun. I don't like the AT guns very much. They're pretty tough. Alright, that's where the other Soviet defenses are. Very good. The Soviet conscripts withdrew from their fortification hexes. This will make things a lot easier. Alright, one of the cruisers down. Still various other Soviet defenses. They are not much of a threat. One thing is that I have very little mobile artillery to cover the advance in the north, which means I had best be a little cautious. Maybe even very cautious. Okay, there's a recon unit. It's not really much of a threat, though. Alright, this next part is a little tricky. I need some more, like, decent artillery down south. Alright, well, what's war without risk, as I like to say. Most importantly, I need to do this to reveal that fort so I can start bombarding it ASAP. 4 damage, very good. I'm very pleased with that result. Da, 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 da. Alright. My forces are advancing on all fronts now. I am extraordinarily paranoid about actually advancing into the city. That is, as to say the least, difficult to execute properly. Best to proceed cautiously. Where is that cruiser? Alright. Running a bit out of fighter cover here. Again, I'm pretty confident AI won't attack my super fighter bomber. I'm pretty confident about that. What am I gonna do with that? Honestly, not too much to be done. Since I want to use it to bombard, well, can't hit any of those units. There's that conscript I can kill. Move this up. See, there's no point in killing that conscript. I'm about to knock out the fortification units so as to tempt AI to move. That's usually the better course of action. Alright, here is hoping for the best. A few more infantry formations left that I can deploy. Oh, the other great thing about the auxiliary units is they can absorb the occasional AI artillery bombardment. Better that they get attacked than my veterans. Here's an example of why fortification hexes are great. Good chance of rugged defense. My own engineers are taking a few losses. That's okay. Alright, Soviets have made some critical mistakes. I intend to exploit them. Also so happens I'm not using the level bomber so much on the force. But I will. Okay, let me think. First off, I want to finish that off. Strafe once. Attack. Damn. Alright. Next, let's see. The middle conscript has an entrenchment of 3, making it particularly vulnerable. Another heavy cruiser bites the dust. Shoot down another MiG. A few units left. This is where recon units become truly invaluable. Well, actually, I could probably destroy that thing outright. Nevertheless, it can't hurt. Oh, I know what I could do. Use the recon to force that to surrender, obviously. And then use the Grenadier to finish off the other conscript. It's the obvious move. Followed by assault there. Let's see. And another risky, but I think ultimately worthwhile maneuver. The problem with this is that it opens my Wolframen to attack by the fort, which is less than desirable. But I'll have my siege artillery down there again soon. And the fort has been somewhat reducing strength, so that's good. In the meantime, let's begin exhausting the ammo of this fort. Right, it still takes 2 hits. Right. Okay. Move this down. I think I meant to upgrade one of these Panzer IIIs to N model for city fighting, but I forgot. Doesn't matter. All right. I've already expended a good chunk of my turns. I'm going to escort what I can. Alright. No need to advance into the city just yet. Yeah, that was more or less as predicted. Instead, let the AI come to me. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, my poor little recon unit. Ran out of artillery cover for it. Oh well. Well, that's the first loss I've ever suffered. This is what I mean. It's almost impossible to avoid losses in this godforsaken urban combat. Small taste of Stalingrad to come. Alright. Well, lost recon unit is unfortunate, but I can buy another recon unit to make up for it. Which kind, though? I mean, honestly, the all-terrain one is, like, the best. That recon unit had a hero, though. +1 movement hero. Yeah. Well, I haven't decided on what type of recon unit I want to buy just yet. Usually in a situation like this, I attack where it's easiest to attack. Fortunately, a lot of my advance has to grind to a halt here, since it takes a bit of time before I can blast my way through some of these defenses. Alright, the guards are the next obvious target. Alright, that also takes care of a good chunk of the Soviet defenses. Let's see. The rest of the defense into the city is not easy. I think this is pretty good. Okay, now it's time to buy a replacement recon unit. Let's see. What should I buy? This one has 6 ammo. Sure, why not? I haven't bought one of those yet.